This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Hobby Quick Hits. Delivering that breaking hobby news directly to your earlobes. You want to know those hot drops from the card shop? We've got you covered. With your host, John Newman.
Hello everybody, welcome to episode 207 of Hobby Quick Hits. Thought about doing a national one, but I'm sure there's plenty of national talk going on. So had some questions kind of building up for another Q&A episode. So rather than another national episode, I'm going to do a Q&A episode. And there is a national question in there, but I'm not going to do a full-fledged national episode. So Q&A, and I always enjoy those. Keep those questions coming. When I get enough interesting ones, I will complete an episode. If you don't wish for your name to be used, that's fine as well. Sometimes that's actually the case. So with that being said, let's get to it.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Okay, now a quick word from our great sponsor, followed by the new product release schedule. Then we'll go around the hobbyverse to tell you all the latest hobby happenings and news. Then we'll tackle today's topic of discussion.
Hi, this is Pat Hughes, Cubs announcer, coming to you from the Sports Card Shop in beautiful New Buffalo, Michigan. The Gocher family has built an incredible place here for collectors to buy, sell, and trade cards and memorabilia. Be sure to stop by and let them show you around. TheSportsCardShop.com, connecting sports, athletes, the hobby, and collectors around the world.
Hi, this is Alan Pinkett, and I'm here to tell you the Gocher family has done it again. They've just opened up the Sport Card Shop in downtown Valparaiso, Indiana, and it is awesome. If you're a collector, you need to check this place out. Tell them Alan sent you and get a free gift on your first visit.
Let's check out this week's Hobby Wax releases. Take it away, Max.
Hey guys, it's Max from the Sports Card Shop, bringing you these weekly releases for these upcoming few weeks here. Starting off on the 23rd, we have 2025 Panini Luminance Football. 2025 Topps Chrome Baseball Blaster, the Breaker's Delight, the Hobby, and the Jumbo. 2024-25 Topps UEFA Club Competitions Reverend Soccer. And then, on the 25th, we have 2025 Panini Donruss Elite Football, 2024-25 Panini Noir Basketball, 2024-25 Panini Obsidian Soccer, and 2024-25 Topps Chrome Manchester United Soccer Deluxe Edition. On the 29th, we have 2024 Pulse Lumen Baseball and 2025 TriStar Hidden Treasures Autographed Baseball Photo Edition on the 30th, both of those. Also on the 30th, we have 2025 Topps Garbage Pail Kids, Worst of the Garbage Pail Kids 40th Anniversary, and 2025-26 Upper Deck MVP Hockey, and then some to-be-determined releases also in July are 2025 Panini Score Football, the Hobby Blaster, 2024-25 Panini Select Basketball Hobby Mega, and the Select Football Hobby Mega. 2024-25 Topps Chrome Basketball Sapphire, 2025 Topps Marvel Chrome Sapphire, 2025 Topps UFC Chrome Sapphire. And on August 1st, we have 2025 Leaf Metal Baseball Hobby and Jumbo, and 2024-25 Panini Mosaic Basketball Fast Break. Thank you guys for tuning in to the podcast. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Let's go round the hobbyverse and catch up on this week's hobby news.
And find out all right, that's the Price is Right loser sound effect. And bad day for the hobby, right? And this is not new to the hobby, but the impact and the largeness of this story is what is the news, right? Coming out of Indiana, a raid on the property of Brent Lemieux, a well-known autograph seller, Mr. Man Cave, amongst other businesses. During the raid, he typed out basically a very long confession onto an autograph forum message board, basically admitting what he did, which was forge autographs by hand. He used auto pen. He acquired holograms from PSA, JSA, not from them directly, but counterfeit ones to make autographs look authentic. He was involved with other people who were in on the scam and forgery ring. The FBI again raided his properties and with semi-trucks and took stuff away. And again, he mentioned people, he mentioned companies that he reproduced their COAs, and said that he sold more than all total $300 to $500 million worth of fake autographs, and was not remorseful whatsoever. Mentioned that he thought about stopping, but the money, the lure, that financial windfall was too strong to get out. I don't know how soon after he wrote his confession / manifesto, he committed suicide by gunshot. So at 45 years old, I believe he had kids and a wife, and did not want to face the music on what he did, especially after admitting it to it publicly. So sort of took the easy way, coward's way out. But let's talk about, I read a quote from Steve Grant, I'm paraphrasing, saying this will be, when all is said and done, this will be the biggest autograph forgery scandal ever to rock the hobby, even bigger than Operation Bullpen. There's tons of Wayne Gretzky auto pen pucks in the market that are not really signed. He mentioned certain players that he did a lot of, Patrick Mahomes being one of them, Tom Brady being another one of them. Again, utilizing auto pen. He even had some real ones and he would mix in there. So, just to sort of make it even more believable. You know, he had pictures with certain athletes, and so it's, you know, just for this coming just before the National. If you attend the National, you know there are dealers there that all they deal with is autographed items. You know, whether it be bats, index cards, balls, equipment, canceled checks, programs, tickets, and it just puts a black eye on the hobby. Not that everyone is bad and doing the same thing, but it also throws, you know, a dark cloud over that. Like, you know, what I have in my inventory, is it real? What percentage is it now? Have I ever bought something thinking it's real and now it's not? I'm going to the National to buy an autograph item. Now I don't know. Should I? I'm so uneasy, right? Just really throws a lot of things up in the air. You know, I don't set up at the National, but if I was an autograph dealer at the National, someone like Les Wolf, maybe we need to talk to him. You know, what does this mean? How does this affect what you do if you're running, obviously, a legitimate business? You know, it's like breaking, right? You get like a few bad breakers, but the whole breaking industry is sort of looked as shady. Well, it's kind of the same concept here, although there are a lot of great autograph dealers and memorabilia sellers that do everything above board, no shadiness. But when something like this rocks the hobby, it just puts that dark cloud over the whole hobby and that whole space of autograph memorabilia. So I think I'm going to reach out to Les and see if I can maybe interview him on site at the National and talk about this very thing. Speaking of National, we have some news. We're usually blessed to do a couple main stage performances. That is not changing. This year, Hobby Hotline, the show with multiple co-hosts that I'm part of, will be taking the National main stage on Thursday the 31st at noon to 1 o'clock. And from 1 o'clock to 2 p.m., Sports Card Nation Live will be taking the stage, and I'll be joined by Tony DiMarzio and Tony Liebrecht, Southern Collector, and TJ is online for, if you know their screen names, heavy vintage talk and for an hour there. So from 12 to 2, you got Hobby Hotline and then Sports Card Nation Live. That's Thursday, August 31st. Topps Premier League will be making its debut this summer. They got that license last year from Panini. They're producing their first cards this summer, first overseas first, and then it'll make its way over here. If you have any money left after the National and you're looking for an M101-4 ultra rare Herbolzheimer Babe Ruth back rookie card, Heritage Auctions might be the place to go. I wonder if this card will actually be previewed at the National. Be interesting to see. Expected to fetch at least $2 million and upwards past that. Just a very rare card, single digits of graded copies, and this one is graded a 7. So a very high grade, ultra rare Babe Ruth rookie card will bring easily 7 figures. So again, if you have some money left in your pocket after the National, you might want to look at Heritage Auctions there. Speaking of money in your pocket, you're probably, if you do a lot of shipping of cards, you're probably going to have a little bit less in your pocket as the postal rates continue to rise. 6.3% for anything priority on average, and a 7.1 increase on even ground advantage shipping. And even like your eBay standard envelope is going up by 25 cents. So rates across the board for Postal Service service. It's going to cost you more to ship cards. And, this is nothing new as it just continues to rise, and they're just trying to get some stability as they are generally in debt and operating at a loss. They're trying to eliminate that, and it's going to cost you more to ship. Obviously, you know where I'm going to go here. Any kind of discount service you use, Pirate Ship, Rolo, eBay shipping through their site where you get a little discount, all that will help you to offset some of those rising shipping costs. So there's the news.
And now, our feature presentation.
All right, we got 7 questions on the docket today. 2 of them are actually questions I got from multiple people, and 5 are from specific people. So these are in no particular order. So Jen asks, John, what is the safest way to store cards? I guess you mean in general. Well, I guess it's a personal preference. I used to be a top loader guy, and I've switched to semi-rigids. I like semi-rigids. They take up less space. They still protect the card. They don't yellow in the same fashion that top loaders do. And the other thing I like about semi-rigids, that's how we send in our cards for grading. So they're kind of already in a grading submission holder should that card need to get sent away for grading. But that's not the only reason I like them. Other people do it a different way. Top loaders are more popular than semi-rigids, even though for me it's the other way around. Some other people do different systems. Like anything $20 and under will be in a, top loader or semi-rigid. Anything under like $5 might be just a soft sleeve. Anything over $20 might be in a mag tight. So again, it depends on personal preference. Most of these supplies, if you get them from a reputable source, are going to, do the job that they're supposed to do. So it's kind of the beauty's in the eye of the beholder with this question. But, I've turned into a semi-rigid guy from a top loader guy, but I'm only speaking for myself. So I hope that helped. Maybe just, whatever system works for you. Hey, I'm anything over this value, I'm going to put in this kind of holder. Anything under this value is going to, whatever system works for you and that you're happy with. And you can always pivot. I remember when I first went to semi-rigids, it took me a couple days to get everything out of top loaders and into semi-rigids. But we did it. So that I hope that clarifies it a little bit for you. Jerry messaged me pretty direct and said, John, how much money do you make from content creation? Well, I'm not going to tell you, you're not going to like my answer, Jerry. I do make money from content creation. I'm not going to tell you exactly how much. I will tell you that it's not why I do content creation. It's never been. And actually, when I started doing content creation, I wasn't making any money initially. So, and I still kept producing episodes. So it's kind of come with the expansion of the show and as momentum has built. Again, I'm not going to give you an exact figure. I will just say I'm not crying poverty, and I'm not quitting my teaching assistant job, but I will say it's closed that gap, if you will. And people talk about going full time in the hobby, whether that's as a dealer and a content creator or just one or the other. I'm a dealer and a content creator. Could I go full time in the hobby just on those two, hats that I wear? The answer is actually yes, but I don't want to. I love what I do as a teaching assistant. I love the group of kids I work with. I love the staff I work with. And, full disclosure, some really kick-ass benefits via the teachers union. So, whether I can go full time, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't do it irregardless. So hopefully that sheds a little light. I know you were probably looking for a dollar amount. I kind of sort of gave you that answer without officially giving you a number. All right, enough on that. Next question here came via email from Sam. How many sporting events have you been to? I'm guessing maybe that means all time. He didn't get specific. Maybe this question is coming from me posting, some pictures from the Syracuse Mets. I'm a media credential holder for the Syracuse Mets, so I try to get to some games. It's 2 miles from my house and cover them and post some pictures. And, a lot of big names come through Syracuse. Your Roman Anthony's, Tristan Casas, the Mets, young nucleus, Beatty, Francisco Alvarez, Vientos, and others. And so it's fun to watch those guys. If you count even those kind of games, minor league games, all time, I would probably say 1,000 or close to it. If you're talking just major league games of all sports, it'd probably be 75 into the hundreds. I love attending live sports. Live sports I've never attended. I've never been to an NHL game. I've been to an AHL game, believe it or not. Been to plenty of NFL football games, plenty of Major League Baseball games. I've been to a couple NBA exhibitions at the Carrier Dome here in Syracuse. But growing up in New York City, I definitely was at Yankee, Shea, and Citi Field a lot. So, I love sporting events. I always will and try to get to as many as I can. I got a couple coming up. I'll be going to the White Sox game, during the National on Wednesday. They're playing the Phillies. And I got a Boston trip scheduled with my wife a couple weeks after the National concludes. Never been to Boston. And going to see a Red Sox-Orioles game at Fenway Park. So obviously never been to Boston, never been to Fenway Park. So any trip I make, whether it be on myself, like to the National, or with my spouse on vacation, if there's a sporting event in town, I try to catch it, especially if it's a place I never been to. Sal DM'd me and asked me, and he's one of my bulk subber guys for my SGC bulk subber, and he messaged me and asked about SGC's future ? I'll answer it this way, Sal, and I did the future of SGC episode a couple weeks ago on Hobby Quick Hits. Check that out. I hope it's bright. Hope they're not going away. I love SGC. It has nothing to do with them being a sponsor of the programming. I loved them before that, so I hope they're in it. They're around for the long haul. But we can wish in one hand and do something in the other, as they say. So only time will fully tell. Here's one of those questions I get from more than one person, and I got a few more again. And basically it says, "Hey John, I followed you on social media. You didn't follow back. How come, or will you?" And I try to follow people back as I notice people following me. I know I miss people sometimes. I always say this. I've answered this question before. The best way to get a follow back or a reciprocal follow back is not only the follow, which I do truly appreciate, but if you like a post or comment on a post, I tend to notice those and then notice I'm not following that person, and so then I go ahead and click follow. So that's really the best way if I don't naturally follow you back. All right, Lynn messaged me and said, "Can you give me a couple players that make, in your opinion, are the best investments?" And I know some people don't like the I word. Lynn has no problem with it, apparently. I don't either. And again, these are my opinion, almost like a stock market commercial, right? These are the opinions of me and me alone, right? Unless others may share that. I'm a big Bobby Witt guy. I know sometimes, with Ohtani and Paul Skeens and others, and sometimes he doesn't get enough credit. And, I know he's not cheap, but I like him in baseball. You got Jackson Holiday starting to play well. His cards took a dip on last year's struggle, so it might be early enough to get back in on him. You've heard me talk about be careful of pitchers. I love what Paul Skeens does, but there's always the risk there of injury, and that could happen to a position player, guy too, right? But with a pitcher just throwing that hard, just more susceptible to injuries where they may never be the same. And they're not the only ones. I mean, Shohei is just an incredible player. His stuff is not cheap, but if he keeps up this trajectory, he's still got a lot of years of baseball in him. And if you believe he's getting back on the mound and going to be dominant there too, he still might be a buy, even at the levels he's already at. I always try to pick up his stuff. That's baseball. I don't really speculate too much in hockey, but Connor Bedard hasn't lit it up. If you're a believer in him turning out to be what a lot of people hope and believe he can be, he might be someone to look at. There are a lot of great young hockey players besides Connor Bedard too. So if hockey's your thing, you got a lot of options. And baseball too, and I mentioned a few, but there's even more than that. Football, I think we're seeing an uptick in receivers getting love, not just quarterbacks, and a lot of guys like that. Brock Bowers is kind of changing the game from the tight end position, playing it like a wide receiver. Marvin Harrison Jr. A lot of people think he had a bad year. Go look at the numbers on what was a slow start. I like him. His dad played here at Syracuse. Again, a lot of young talent in the NFL. I think this is a make-or-break year for Caleb Williams in Chicago. He's got the weapons. He's got a new built-up front offensive line that might give him more time to get the ball out and not take sacks. So if you're a believer in Caleb Williams, I think this could be the year. And his stuff's, being overshadowed by Jaden Daniels, his stuff has come down. So there are a lot of guys like that maybe off a down year, but things are now in place where they can rebound and play well. That's maybe when to buy a few cards of that guy or more. So there's some. I don't do a ton with basketball, folks, so I'm not going to comment to that. I will just say this. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just won his first NBA championship. That's a young team, young and hungry. He's probably arguably one of the best players in the NBA. And they're sort of set up for probably a 3, 4, maybe even 5-year run, potentially another ring or two in there. So, you got to look at SGA stuff as well. Wemby stuff came down off the injury, the blood clot diagnosis, but he's going to be fine and back on the court and probably dominating again. So, I always try to buy on an injury, especially when it's not a career-ending one or career-altering one. So he's another guy to kind of keep an eye on. And we could do a whole show on this, and I might, now that I answered the question and took a few minutes doing it. Last one, and this is one I also get from multiple folks. One under the radar or one not obvious national tip, and I guess that means other than the standards, right? Wear deodorant, take shower, pop in a breath mint here and there so you don't get that dragon breath. Wear comfortable shoes, right? Those are all the low-hanging fruit ones. I think when people ask me that, they're looking for one that not along those lines that we've beaten to death, right? And this one's not, uncommon or probably unknown, right? Cash is king, and that's for any show, but especially the National, right? As a dealer myself, I don't set up at the National, but I set up at shows, right? If someone offers me, cash, that's going to trump like a credit card or PayPal offer. For many reasons, cash has always been, king. So if there's a $200 card and you offer $180 cash, a dealer's more likely to take the $180 cash over $190 or even slightly more via credit card or PayPal transaction. And let's talk about a couple of those reasons, truth be told, right? One might be, those transactions can be tracked and traced for sales tax, and, there's fees and surcharges on those kind of payments depending on how they're made. I know when I take credit cards at my shows, it's a three and I think it's 3% surcharge. So if someone runs a $100 credit card transaction with me, it costs $3, so I get 97. And what I typically do is I pass that cost on. I hate to do it, but I pass the cost on to the consumer. So in that case, I will tell them, hey, I can take a credit card, but you got to pay that 3% surcharge. So instead of $100, that transaction $103. Most people are very comfortable with that, or kind of used to that sort of terrain. I've never had anyone really give me too much grief about it. But cash is king. If you have cash, and I don't like to carry a lot of cash, but if you're looking for a significant card, it could potentially, having cash can save you a significant amount of money.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. When you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself, talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.